What's going on, you guys? It's Mayhem here again today, bringing you guys a brand new video on the map Slums. This is going to be Hardpoint in league play that I played with my teammate Roscoe, and I think I dropped 42 kills in this gameplay, and the highest kill that any other person got in the lobby was 15. So it was a pretty easy game for me. This is my map. You can ask any of my teammates. I always go off on Hardpoint Slums. I think it's just because I know how to rotate the map so well, and because of my position. I got asked this in another video of mine, but I couldn't respond to the comment for some reason. And it was asking me what my position was, whether it was objective or kind of like a support player. And what I define myself as is I'm a sub player that helps out the team. And what that means is whatever needs done by me, that's what I'll do. Like, if I need to push with Roscoe as the anchor, that's what I'll do. For example, like on the start of standoff, Hardpoint, if we spawn at Grandma's, I'll push the person at statue with him. That way we can trade that kill. I'll bait for him, essentially, and then he can hold that position. I will try and get a lot of kills. What I'll do is I'll push the spawn, so if we have control of the hill, then I'll push out and work in the middle of the map, make it really frustrating for the other team to get to us. Like I said in the video before, you want to layer your defenses as you're holding a hardpoint. You want to make sure that they have to kill you multiple times before they can get into the hardpoint. So like on this map example, if we're holding Garage Hill, I'll be roaming around in the middle of the map and making it so that they can just have an easy run to the hill. They have to kill me, then they have to kill the person at the white van, then they have to kill the person on the hill, then they can get into the hill. We're making it difficult for them. So what I'm going to show is my rotations throughout the map. That's why I'm going to leave the minimap up, talk about why I rotate, where I rotate. And then also I want to give you guys a couple of tips. If you're going to be a sub player and you want a few tips on like what your game settings should be to help you, one thing that I realized is, number one, I usually play on Super Crunch. You can sound whore the heck out of the map, but whenever I'm doing commentaries and stuff, I always switch it to Treyarch Mix. That way it's not blasting. But if you really want an advantage on the enemy team, put on Super Crunch and you can be able to sound whore them. Even whenever you're not in like Search and Destroy, I can sound whore and Hardpoint and capture the flag and everything. But this is what I want to talk about, the safe area. Now as you can see, most people typically put this on the edges of their screen. I make it so that it goes in the entire way on both the upside and the downside. Now what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that the minimap is closer to your screen. As a roaming sub player, it's really difficult for me to, well, it's not really difficult, it's really important of me to be looking at my minimap at any given point in time. So I want my minimap as close to my gun as possible so that I can see, you know, where my teammates are, where I need to push, and where I need to help out my team. So for example, like if you can look at the minimap, you can see how close it is to the center of my screen. Now if I adjust this and make it to the outsides of the screen, what it's going to do is it's going to move the minimap farther away from my gun, which makes it more difficult for me to see. I don't know if yeah, see how the minimap moved away from the center of my screen? That makes it more difficult for you to be able to see your minimap and see where you need to be pushing, where the enemy's coming from, essentially. So that's a little tip on how to make it easier on yourself. But let's go ahead and get started in today's video. I know that was a really long intro, but like I said, this is league play, not a game battles, not a tournament, not a scrimmage. This is just regular league play. So I'm just doing what I would normally do. I'm gonna push that and see if I see anyone grave. I don't see any, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up blue right away and pick up a kill. Now I'm gonna go for this flank right away. Since I see that we had spawns on the back, I'm gonna go for this flank. This flank is very notable by Complexity Aches. He'll push out of blue and then go into the hill from grave, and usually the enemy team doesn't see it coming. Now I'm EMP'd right now, and since this is league play, I didn't really have any of my teammates talking to me, telling me where to look, so I was just guessing brick side, and I guessed wrong. But I have a really good awareness about this map. Now what I'm going to see is that my teammate spawned out, and then there's a red dot, so I'm going to chase this player. If I don't kill this guy back here, then we're going to lose spawns completely. I'm basically the last set of defense to keep spawns. So I find him, I kill him, and then I'm going to find another player here that actually kills me. So with 15 seconds left, it would have probably been better in my best interest to just stay alive back there instead of trying to challenge something that I didn't need to challenge, but I didn't expect him to be there. It just kind of happened, so can't really do much about that. So now I'm just going to wait in Cafe and just wait for my teammates to get kills. As long as I'm here, and if my teammates gets kills, what you're going to see is that the enemy team's going to spawn out. So that's the best thing to do is if you're in this situation right here, see my teammates got kills, and look where the enemy team's spawning. They're going to spawn off the hill. The last player's in the back. I think my teammates realize that. And we're going to get a Cafe spawn, so I still know that that player's still back there since I didn't spawn back behind the wall. There I get picked around a wall. No big deal there. But 30 seconds, and if this was a tournament or a GB, I would have rotated. I would have stayed here instead of pushing into blue. I would have just stayed back there. See, now I'm going to spawn across the map, and the next hill is way over there. Not really much I can do about that, though. Just try and stay alive. I guess when you're rotating on this map, you want to rotate early for this third hard point. You don't want to wait, because if you can hold the third and the fourth hard point perfectly, then you don't even have to worry about the center or the bottom hard point. If you can hold those first two, then you're going to win this map. So, I'm just trying to fight for the anchor right now, since none of my teammates are. And I will say that I was destroying people back here. And again, league play, none of my teammates could communicate to me that that guy was back there. And not really much I can do about here. So now that I see that 3 of my teammates are pushing in the back, I'm going to go ahead and go for the pinch. And what that basically means is that we're cutting off both sections of the map for the enemy team. And that's going to give them a really bad spawn. If we would have just killed them just from garage, if all 4 of our players were just pushing from garage instead of me pinching, they would have spawned right inside of blue instead of spawning all the way down on blue street. So that's a little tip right there as a sub player. If you notice that your players are pushing one way, try and go for that pinch, because that's going to give them an even worse spawn to fight for the next hill. I destroy that kid because he's using a silencer, and that's why you don't use a silencer on guns. And here, this guy's just trying to get a sentry, and I thought I would kill that guy, but he melts me with an MP7. So as of right now, we're 3 hills in. I'm 14 and 8. As you can see, my teammates are not struggling, but not doing as good as I am. I'm just carrying right now. Getting a lot of kills, trying to move outside of the hard point. What I'm doing by pushing that is I'm making them spawn all the way back in the back. Since my teammate's in middle, they're going to keep spawning back in that back wall, all the way back in the back. Well, there they spawn behind us because we have nobody in the back. But if we had a player on the blue hand street next to the third hard point, then they wouldn't be able to spawn behind us, which is normally where we have our anchor. Because on this hill in particular, you want an AR player watching the blue hand street, because if you don't have control of this hill, the way that you break it is by pushing the bottom street, the blue hand street that you see where Roscoe just spawned at. And here I'm just pushing for 10 seconds. I'm not really too sure why I made this play, just because I was kill whoring, I guess. There my teammate gets the kill, and then we're going to start pushing towards this middle hard point. The one thing that I'm doing here is I'm just playing patient. All my teammates are back in like the garage area, if you could see 5 seconds ago. So I was basically pushing a 1v3 situation, which I needed to push, and I got turned on there. I'm not gonna lie, I got turned on bad. But they were getting kills, and that I noticed that that's 2 dead. At this point, one of their players is AFK, which it really sucks. You can see him down here at the bottom. I didn't know that that was happening in the beginning, but he ended up being AFK. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I kind of have a way of playing this map. I've kind of perfected it my own way, how I want to play this map, and I have my own rotations that I follow pretty much all the time whenever we're playing this map. I kind of follow the same pattern on how I want to play. Now, it's all situational as well. You don't want to do the same thing every single time. If the enemy team's switching it up, then you're going to have to adapt to what they're doing. Because if you want to win in Call of Duty, winning in Call of Duty is all about whoever has the better situational play awareness is going to win. And there, I just melted that kid. He must have been weak. And there's I get my first set of full streaks, and I guess the AFK player's coming back. Or, yeah, I guess so. I don't really know what's going on. At this point, I'm 25 and 12, and I think I go off on the next side of the hill, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think I die like 3 more times. There, that kid got turned on. That's just awareness. I play on 5 sensitivity, in case anyone was wondering. I tried out 4 for a while. What had happened is that I tried out, or before recently, I always played on a 32-inch TV, which isn't very good because it makes it very difficult to play. You have to look like all around. You can't just like move your eyes. You have to like move your entire head to see the entire screen. So what I did was I switched my gaming setup to my 23-inch monitor. So it's definitely a lot easier, and I can go back up to 5 sensitivity because it doesn't feel like I'm outrageously shooting all over the place anymore. So yeah, I play on 5 sensitivity. If you're going to be a sub player, I recommend 4 or 5. 4 is definitely doable if you want to have a really good shot, but I play on 5 just because I'm comfortable with that, and do what you're comfortable with, not what everyone thinks you should do. Because Rupp plays on, I think, a 9 sensitivity, and he has one of the best shots in the game. So, I mean, if you can control something like that, it's definitely worthwhile. And he plays with an AR on that as well, same sensitivity. So, I mean, he can do stuff that obviously I can't. I gotta stick with 5, and that's gonna be high enough for me. There you can see one of their players went AFK as well. I think on this hill, this kid's blind, he didn't see me. I think on this hill I just started slaying the crap out of him. Get a lucky spawn in front of that kid. And I'm just going to rotate between grave and front bricks. That's my typical job on this team whenever we have control of this hill, is I'll just roam around. See how we push into the middle? And we kind of make it difficult for them to come in. And there's the game. 42 and 15, as you can see. Oh, one kid had 19 kills, not 15. I'm sorry about that. But that's pretty much how I play this map. I hope, you know, you might have to watch it. I didn't really do the best job explaining everything, but I hope just by watching it, or if you watch it once or twice, you can kind of see what I do. But don't follow what I do perfectly, because I have a way that I like to play this map. Maybe for your team, you playing the way that I play isn't very good for your team. And that's how you need to play. You need to play what's good for you and what's good for your team. Be a team player. Help out your team as a sub player. Help out your anchor. Anchoring is not a one-person job, it's a team's job. So don't ever think that just because one person is titled the anchor, that it's his responsibility. It's just as much your responsibility to push the spawns as his. So keep that in mind, and I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys all later. Peace.